We've had a bunch of upside surprises in apparel this week. Earlier it was Ralph Lauren and Capri Holdings. That's the old Michael Kors. And today it was maybe the best of all, Columbia Sportswear. Here's a company that's mostly focused on outerwear. You know them as Columbia, Sorel, Mountain Hardwear, Prana, and a host of other brands. And last night it reported a blowout quarter. You know how long we've loved this company, but this was something I didn't believe. Going into the session, the stock was already up 10% for the year. Today it rocketed another $14 or 15.6%. If you're thinking that must have been some quarter, you're right. Columbia Sportswear delivered a monster 40-cent earnings beat off a $1.28 basis, much higher than expected sales, up 70% year-over-year, thanks in large part to 23% growth in the direct-to-consumer business. Even better, management raised their full-year sales forecast pretty substantially, which is exactly the kind of thing investors want to see. So can the stock keep roaring? Let's take a closer look with Tim Boyle. He's the president and CEO of Columbia Sportswear and a frequent guest. Learn more about this incredible quarter and where the company's headed. Mr. Boyle, welcome back to Mad Money.
Hey, Jim, thank you very much for asking me to join you today.
Well, Tim, I've got to tell you, we've been around talking to each other for a long time. There's no way you could have realized how great this could be, right? I mean, I don't even know how you had enough inventory. What a quarter.
Well, you know, we spent a lot of time pinching ourselves for the last 90 days. So, you know, this has been terrific. And, you know, as we've talked at length about the company, there were areas where we had underperformed, and so we collected all those kinds of activities that we knew we could improve on, and put them into the basis of Project Connect, and we really reinvested and reinvigorated the company, and these are the results that we have. And you know, honestly, it's good to have great weather globally for the brand that sells a lot of outerwear, but we sell way more than just outerwear. So it's a terrific result of our great teams that we have in place.
Well, I mean, there's a great part of the conference call where you talk about some of the endorsers, people you endorse. But I've got to tell you something, Tim. I've been following this Adam Buchanan and what you're doing with influencers that you're not paying. There's loyalty to your brand that I find extraordinary. I spent a lot of time with the bogus influencers. You've got real people, right?
Well, we try to be real. You know, that's you know, it's about having merchandise that works, that performs, and people recognize that, and real people recognize that. So it's terrific. And again, I can't say enough about the team that we've put in place to make this merchandise happen in the sales that have happened to date.
And you did something other than the Colin Kaepernick ad from Nike, which was extraordinary. You took an ad about the government shutdown in the parks. And I thought that was extraordinary because it was obviously, yes, you want people to look. We know that we want people to camp out if we work at Columbia, but we also know that you have a point of view about the way things should be run in this country, don't you?
Yeah, we do, and you know, it's there's a number of areas that we've tried to raise our voice, and we've been very fortunate that occasionally people listen. But it's, you know, our business is about 40% outside the U.S. So not only do U.S. citizens enjoy our products, especially in national parks, but when we appear in stores around the world, people think of America, and what is more iconic about America than the national park systems and the fact that people can go outside, and we just want to make sure people understand how important that is to the commerce in the United States and people's lives.
I thought that was great. I also love the fact that even though you're talking about being in China, a lot of companies now are very skittish about China. Not you, even though the numbers haven't looked that good, you're making a major emphasis.
Well, it's, you know, you've followed the company. You know that in certain areas of the world we've underperformed, and Europe would be an example of where we've taken our lumps and gotten better people and done better there. We're going to do the same in China. Frankly, that's probably one of the largest geographies in the world where the company can be very successful. We've shown we can do it. We need to get ourselves reorganized and have added some people, and frankly, that's going to be a big market for us. Okay,
another area that people, I think, feel is a bit oversaturated, but you're willing to be in it. $30 billion footwear market for Columbia. Is it really the time for one more entrant in that?
Well, you know, we talk about this all the time in the company. Nobody needs another brand of apparel or footwear. So if we're going to be successful there, we have to differentiate ourselves. We have to figure out what we mean to footwear and what we mean to users who are buying our stuff. And what we think about is what would a hiking shoe and an athletic shoe, if they spent the night in a box, what would come out of that? And we hope that we have the right berth for a really important, powerful footwear line for the company.
It's a bit of a shoe dog comment, if I might say. Now, let me ask you something. You could do Prada, which is just as hot as Lulu. You could go footwear. You could do Sorel, which is doing amazing. When you at your meetings, how do you pick where to put your next bet? When they're all winning, how do you decide which one is the one you want to be in?
Well, it's, as you mentioned, it's difficult. We have all these opportunities, and we have to really set ourselves strong priorities. Otherwise, you could easily diffuse your efforts. So we spend a lot of time on ROI. Our board holds us responsible for a high level of ROI. So we use that as a portion of the measurement in terms of where we're going to invest. But it's also a bit of black art in terms of where do we see white space that we can be really strong in, and we can make a difference. And then at the end of the day, it's about the product. And consumers tell us, hey, we really like this. We're going to buy more of those kinds of things.
Well, you guys are one honest brand. That's why people love you, and you're a great merchant. Thank you so much to Tim Boyle, President and CEO of Columbia Sportswear. Good job, sir. Really good job. Congratulations.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, stick with Cramer. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.